Statement 1 and Statement 2, we think that we have a positive learning environment which fosters self-esteem and success for our students. We have been doing heterogeneous grouping for years, as we know, and have recently gotten to cooperative group learning, and this is, you'll hear a little bit more about that later. Also interdisciplinary learning, and we help our students to make career choices that we think are very sensible. We have a dynamic curriculum, and our computer technology space is growing all the time. So for those reasons, we think that we fit right in with Vision 95. We have currently 12 programs. We have cut down from 14. We're looking to reintroduce one of the programs that we had to cut last year, drafting as pre-engineering technology. We have a committee working with a professor from Vermont Technical College so that we can update this program and make it more viable for our students. In addition, we are looking at our marketing program to add hospitality and recreation to it, a model that's used in some of the other centers. And I think that this will be also an updating of what we offer to students, and it'll be something that will help them to get better jobs and also to go on to higher education. And finally, our video production course, which was worked on last year, is ready to be offered, and this is a wonderful new course that offers the opportunity for students to explore careers in non-print media, for instance, radio, television, film, multimedia. So this is not business as usual at the Technical Center, and we feel that we are trying to offer the students the best possible opportunities. Burlington High School is one of our 10 sending schools, but it is our largest sending school, where 40% of our students come from Burlington High School. A month or so ago, we put out an invitation to board members to come and visit with us. Some of you have taken us up on that, and some of the others of you are coming this week. Looking forward to having you come and extend an invitation for the rest of you, because what we're going to say here tonight and what we tell you is just a little bit, but you have to come out and see the students preparing themselves for their futures. And I think that when you do see that you will realize that even though vocational technical education may be more expensive in the long run, I think that it's well worth it. Just a brief reference to our articulation agreements with our colleges. We have several with Champlain College, so that human services and culinary and computer office systems students can earn college credits by going to the Technical Center, passing with a satisfactory average of 70 or 80, and then they can challenge exams, and students can get anywhere from 3 to 6 or 7 college credits for taking their technical programs. And I think that in this day of college costs being so high, that this is something wonderful that we can offer to students. And I've talked with students who never would have thought of going to college, who are earning college credits on the high school level, and all of a sudden it appears to them that, well, they can do that, that they raise their expectations, and we find that they are going on for training. I think I've shared this figure with you before. Only 25% of the people worldwide have a 4-year college degree. And this is true in the United States, it's true in Europe, it's true throughout the world. And yet, for many of us, that's our aspiration for ourselves and our children, but it isn't really particularly realistic, because even people who go to college by January, a lot of them have dropped out and then feel that they're perhaps perceive themselves as being failures. Whereas if they look at a technical degree, maybe 2 years past high school, that this is much more realistic, and 70% of the jobs in the United States do call for no more than a technical degree, 2 years past. So we've been doing a lot of teaming up with colleges. Besides Champlain, we are working with Vermont Technical College. We have a couple of agreements with them. And then in our auto tech program, we're looking at the New Hampshire State Tech College system to have agreements with them so that our students can go there and earn college credits so that they come out in an advanced standing. I think that you've heard about the tech prep agreement that we have, that we won last year with Vermont Technical College. We're going to start, and A&T training program for aviation mechanics, and it should start in September. It'll be taught in our aviation tech lab, but it'll be a Vermont Technical College program that adults can earn a very wonderful degree in aviation mechanics and go on to very good paying jobs. So for all of those reasons, we think that what we're doing is something of a very good service to the youth and adults in our community. And next I'd like to introduce Jim Warnock, who is the Assistant Director, and he will be introducing some of our staff members who are here as well. Thank you.
I also want to thank the board for this opportunity, and I hope that wedged in as we are between the public hearing and the difficult task ahead, that will be the high point of your evening. I'm going to speak to you briefly, and I promise will be briefly, about 3 initiatives that we're involved in this year. In fact, some of them are multi-year. One is on the integration efforts that we've been involved in with Burlington High School in math, science, and technology. Our in-service program, which I think is noteworthy, and also the connections that we have with the business community. The integration with math, science, and technology is something that's been underway for 3 years. We began modestly with teachers getting to know each other from the high school and the tech center and beginning to share some of the expertise that they have in their individual content areas. That has blossomed through support from the state in the form of Eisenhower Grant to provide people with opportunities to plan interdisciplinary lessons and actually have an opportunity to implement those. The main thrust and purpose in our doing this is because we really believe strongly that students in a hands-on kinesthetic learning environment, such as in the technical center, need the expertise and opportunities that can be availed to them by academic teachers to have a firm foundation and background in the principles and theories that support the technical areas that they're learning in. And vice versa, for academic teachers, it's critical that they begin to expand in line with initiatives from the National Science Foundation and other organizations to begin providing their students with applied learning opportunities in which students can test out and try out theories and principles. And without getting into it any further, I would also share with you that it has a very profound and positive effect on the 2 school cultures, the high school and the technical center. I think the fact that the tech center and the high school are working together in a New American Schools grant, as referenced earlier by Paul, is an example of that collaboration. And I would argue that it's probably a model of cooperation statewide when we look at the 16 area technical centers that are housed at host high schools. I think we probably have the finest working relationship of any tech center or high school in the state. As far as our in-service program, we gathered ourselves into a committee, professional development team, which is a faculty majority committee, to look at what sorts of skills we as a faculty at the Tech Center were in need of. We did a survey of the staff and found that cooperative group learning was a particular area of expertise that we were interested in learning more about and becoming more skilled in, for a variety of reasons, not the least of which is most of our classes are structured in that form. We're fortunate enough, and are fortunate enough in this district, to have Monica Nelson, who's a very skilled trainer in the Johns Hopkins model, which is a model that allows opportunities for students to work in groups and yet still be accountable individually for their work. And so we did a survey, we identified that area, and in addition to intermittent training sessions, we're doing our best to observe best practice and in-service programs in which teachers have an opportunity to practice those skills in between training sessions. And the way we've structured that is through a peer coaching model in which staff are teamed into pairs and have an opportunity to observe each other. Again, seemingly a simple change in normal routine of teachers, and yet I think a very powerful opportunity for teachers to begin to observe each other practicing their craft. I've asked Mike Welsh, who's on our team, if he'd like to say a few words about his involvement in the team and some of the skills that he's been developing.
Thanks, Jim, for the opportunity, and thank you to the board for giving me the opportunity to come and talk. Basically, Jim outline the background for the professional development team and what we're doing, and my involvement on it, and what I think is of key importance is the fact that it's a teacher, administrator, resource staff, all together coming up with what it is that we see ourselves needing to develop professionally. And it's not handed down to us, that we're pushing it up from the bottom. And when you're involved with something from the bottom up, you take ownership in it. And so I think that the outcome of this effort is going to be greater for all of us as a result of that.
Sure.
He's keeping us in our timeline.
That's the briefest it's ever been in my experience. We'll talk about that later, Mike. The final thing I want to talk to you about is the connections that we have with the business community. It's a critical part of what we do. It ensures the validity of what it is that we work with kids around. If we're training students for careers in auto technology, it's critical that we work with professionals in that field. In addition to that, Marcia and I have had opportunities to serve on a number of committees and boards with the Lake Champlain Chamber of Commerce. I'm on the board of directors for Project Assist, which is a very successful business education partnership initiative. We also have, as many of you know, a regional advisory board that's composed of educators, board members, parents, and business community members. But perhaps the most important group that we work with are our program advisory committees. Every program in the Tech Center has a program advisory committee that's composed of professionals in that particular field. They meet throughout the school year to advise on anything and everything from equipment acquisition, competencies that students are mastering, instructional space, staff development opportunities for teachers in that particular field. I've asked Bob Church, who's our auto tech teacher, to just share with you briefly, which for Bob is going to be a challenge, what he's got as a teacher out of working with this particular group.
Thanks for your time. Basically, this was my first year past as an automotive instructor at the Tech Center, and I relied heavily on local industry to support me in detailing their needs and what they needed in a graduating student or an entry-level employee. It was overwhelming, the support that I got. We had vehicles donated, 2 brand new vehicles, a 92 pickup, a 91 Oldsmobile, upwards of $20,000 on a sticker price each. Technical manuals. Not only were they critiquing the way we taught at the Tech Center, but they were also being supportive, creating a partnership with local industry, not only in giving us opportunities for field trips, but also for guest speakers, talk about employment possibilities, and also work for the kids, work experience, working under a master technician per se, or coming in and going over the latest technology that is out there as far as the equipment. So the advisory committee really was a good boost for me.
Thank you.
I'm going to introduce Nancy Zanizer at this time. She's our guidance coordinator, and she's going to tell you a bit about student life at the center and also introduce some students who'll tell you a bit as well.
Thank you. Before I introduce these 2 students, I would like to introduce the staff members who are here this evening. If you would just stand, Rick Sylvester is our aviation teacher, Mike Welch, you met a moment ago, building trades. Dan Kresser is our co-op coordinator. Neil Cody is special needs and does vocational technical focus program with students. Joan Siegel is our consultant teacher. Bob Couillard is the welding metal fabrication instructor. Joanne Walter is our preschool teacher. Nancy Peters is the new business chair for the Burlington High School and Burlington Technical Center. Ellen McClellan who used to be a co-op coordinator, has a Jobs for Vermont Graduates program. Ed Sabers is data processing and accounting instructor. Bob Hatton is our printing instructor. Donna Cody is our new travel tourism instructor, which is formerly known as marketing. Jane Donahue Holt, computer office systems.
That was impressive. I can't introduce my family that way.
It's with great pleasure tonight I introduce to you two students who I consider outstanding students at the Burlington Technical Center. One is Gail Rochelle. Gail is from Ward 5, is a graduate of Champlain Elementary School and Edmonds Middle School, and is currently a senior at Burlington High School. Gail has been in the data processing and accounting program for 2 years. Her plans are to go to the University of Vermont next year upon graduation. Gail was one of our Students of the Month, an outstanding student that Mr. Sabrin nominated for that award, and also had perfect attendance last year. And also with her is Alan Root, who is a junior at Burlington High School. He is from Ward 2. He is a graduate of Wheeler Elementary School and Edmonds Middle School. And this is his second year in the Automotive Technology program, and he also was an outstanding Student of the Month last year, and Alan also received an award for having perfect attendance for every single day last year. Both of them had perfect attendance for the entire year last year.
It's been a real pleasure to be able to go to Burlington High School and also the Burlington Technical Center. My accounting class, taught by Mr. Sabrin, has been an excellent experience. We have learned to work with our classmates as a team and to also learn how to respect one another. The Technical Center also allows students to learn specific skills which will help them get a job if they do not plan to go to college. But it will also prepare those students who do want to go to college. Students are encouraged to do well, and those who do are recognized. Assemblies, which are put on by the Student Council, are held to acknowledge student achievement. There is also an awards breakfast held in the Lattice Works, recognizing the Student of the Month for each technical program. One way Burlington High School and the Burlington Technical Center work together to acknowledge students with good grades and attendance is our drawing for the Nissan car, which will take place fourth quarter, and I hope I get it.
This is very important to us at the Burlington Technical Center. A group of students and faculty members have put together a new policy. We now have a policy that requires student responsibilities, and you have to call in on your own. Let them know you're going to be absent that day and whatnot. And too many absences could lead to like a loss of credit and stuff. And lead to a loss of credit, but there's also an opportunity to earn that credit back by putting in some extra time into class. Like for example, building trades has a thing where you can come in on Saturdays and you can work on the building that you were working on at that present time. And like auto body come in during the school vacations and stuff and work on like different projects for them and stuff and build your credit up that way. And we've talked to some employers and they say that attendance is one of the most important things that an employee can have, one of the most important habits. And over 100 students last year took and made the perfect attendance for at least one quarter, 15 minutes for the whole year. And this year we wish to present you guys, the board, with a t-shirt of your own.
Share that t-shirt.
We got a whole stack of them.
Thank you. Thank you.
No fighting over
Can I get first picture?
I told you we're all the same kind.
Sorry. You guys better fight one here. She's standing there for a while.
We also had a corporate sponsor for our Perfect Attendance T-shirt efforts, and Dave McElvern and Ross Anderson from Nordic Ford were very gracious last year sponsoring this, and that's why I come to say Nordic Ford.
Do you have any questions on this? I think we kept it through our 2020.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
I wanted to make a comment. I recently had the pleasure of being a board member of Victoria. And I have to say that it was one of the most pleasant experiences of my life. No, that goes a little far. That goes a little far. No, it was a very special place. I was so struck. You have to go see it to see how it works, because like if you're in the auto body classroom, there's a lot happening, and a teacher, instructor will be working attentively with one or two students perhaps, but there are a whole bunch of others who, it's not like a regular classroom, they're taught the attention. What I was so struck by was the student attention. It didn't matter whether there was a teacher in the room or not, and I don't mean that with any degradation. Now I feel like something had been so deeply impressed and internalized that the kids were just functioning, that they had a sense of, I was just really impressed. I thought this is what education should be. I was so struck, and of course I had a chance to talk to some teachers, and each of those were very fine experiences. I was really struck by the level of commitment. But I had fun. It was so, and of course I'm afraid we're on TV and I say I had fun, and people will think that they're having fun there. Why I had fun was what I saw people working. I mean, there is for instance, the students run a daycare center. I would be very impressed to have any child in this daycare center. No one would guess that this is student run. This is an efficient, wonderful place. The kids who were, the toddlers there. I was just struck. What you see is a working environment with a high level of attention being put out, and I can see why you get high attendance scores, because I feel like something of a work ethic is being developed, and it's got to come from some of the contact with the faculty who were, it just really was a wonderful experience. I want to say that. They're not just talking. And everybody here knows I'm really critical and picky, and I'm not known to have a good word to say for anyone. Okay?
We're colored.
Yes.
Put on that black t-shirt.
Oh, hey, I'm not the black sheep, but I would love to.
Commissioner
I mean, if American workplaces were like this place, the Japanese and the Germans would be worried about who would buy whose car. I'm serious. I'm deadly serious. They would be extremely worried about their economies. Now that could be taken. But I wanted to...
Commissioner
Well, I sometimes can be critical and picky too, but I've always been a very strong supporter of the Burlington Technical Center, and compared with there's 16 technical centers in the state, and I've asked the people at the State Department of Education what they think of ours, and they said they think it's one of the top.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you for having us. We'd love to have